Red Sox Yankees on NESN is brought to you by Amtrak. Enjoy comfortable and convenient travel from Boston and save 25% when you book 14 days in advance. And this afternoon from Yankee Stadium, the Red Sox are eager to put last night's bitter loss away. Game 2 of this 3-game series in the Bronx. The Sox are grateful for the quick turnaround after the Yankees pulled to within 3.5 games of the lead last night. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Bronx. Great to have you with us. I'm Dave O'Brien. Delighted to be joined by the Hall of Famer Dennis Eckersley. Jemai Webster joining us in just a couple of moments. And Eck, feelings were really raw last night about 11 o'clock here for the Red Sox after they lost a game they seem to have in hand. However, going into the last 2 games of the series, they feel very positive about the starting pitching they're rolling out. Pomeranz today and Sale tomorrow.
You know, we talked about before Pomeranz all year, not knowing what to expect from him at the start of the year. And what do you expect from him now? This guy has been on an absolute roll. And what we've seen all year long is the curveball. Throws a curveball for a strike, and then he throws a put-away curveball when he wants a punch-out. The punch-outs have been there. The consistency has been through the roof. He's not one of the best pitchers on the staff. He's one of the best pitchers in the American League, and it's being greatly appreciated. You see what he's done over the last 8 starts, and on the road over the last 8 starts, he's like 4-0. So he's done it both at home and on the road, and this guy has been dynamite. And you know, following him is Sale, but today is a big start because of that loss yesterday. That meant a lot, and this is a big start for him. You expect him to give you a good one.
Yep, he has not tasted defeat since June 11. Game 2 coming up. Red Sox trying to shake off what happened here last night. And last night was an evening filled with all sorts of high drama at sold-out Yankee Stadium and high anxiety, so typical of Red Sox and Yankees. Today, promising more of the same. Join us here on NESN. NESN is brought to you by Toyota's website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Dunkin' Donuts, America runs on Dunkin'. Lexus and the Lexus Strikes Out Hunger Program. Plainridge Park Casino, 45 minutes from Boston. And by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Cloudy day here in New York City. Red Sox and Yankees, game 2 coming your way. Time to turn it over to Jemai Webster. And Jemai, fill us in what's going on with Dustin Pedroia, who has landed for the 3rd time this season on the DL.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, Dave. And it comes just 4 days after he came off the disabled list and joined the club in Tampa Bay. He's been having a problematic left knee. That inflammation has really caused an issue for him this season ever since he had off-season knee surgery on the knee. And Pedroia says he's doing everything possible to make his way back.
Got to try to find a way to get through it and stay positive and you know, just let some things kind of calm down and heal a little bit and you know, once that happens, get back out there and go. I mean, it's always tough for me to not, you know, be able to be out there and help us anyway. So, you know, just got to try to deal with it the best I can and you know, do something else to help us win. The best thing right now is kind of rest and let it calm down. You know, I know it's the wrong time for that, and you know, but it's just the situation we're in, and you know, once it calms down, I'll be out there as fast as I can.
Pedroia returned on the first game of this road trip. He was DHing for the Red Sox in Tampa Bay. He went 1 for 4, and the expectation was that he'd be able to play second base possibly the next day, but that left knee flared up, and it continues to be a problem for him. John Farrell says all reports indicate that this is not something that's going to threaten his career. It's just about taking it day by day at this point, so it's a wait-and-see approach. Back up to you, David Eck.
Thanks, Jemai. Of course, he's been one of the Red Sox best hitters, hitting .303 on the DL for the third time. Well, the Yankees are on the field getting ready for Game 2. Now, here's a look at the Red Sox lineup. Brought to you by Toyota's website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Nunez will lead it off. Betts in right field, Benintendi in left. Hanley Ramirez had a blast here last night. He'll be followed by Moreland, Bogarts, and Devers. Vasquez doing the catching with Jackie Bradley in center field. All up against the right-hander Luis Severino. He is 9-4, a 2.91 ERA. And might be the hardest throwing starter in Major League Baseball today.
The Yankee defense today, they've made 70 errors in 114 games around the infield at third to first. Todd Frazier at third, Didi Gregorius at short, Torres at second, and Chase Headley at first. Out in the outfield left to right, Brett Gardner in left, Ellsbury in center, Aaron Hicks in right. Behind the plate, Gary Sanchez catching Luis Severino.
Here are the umpires, brought to you by Toyota's website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Manny Gonzalez has the plate. Laz Diaz at first. C.B. Buckner at second, and Field and Colbreth, the umpire, at third. And we're available. This telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP presented by Toyota. Visit compra2toyota.com to see Toyota deals not seen on TV. And the weather, as mentioned, it's cloudy. It's going to be overcast all afternoon into the evening, 77 degrees. We're not calling for any rain until later on this evening. Certainly the hope around the Bronx is the game will have finished by then. Red Sox trying to get back into the win column. Right now a 3.5 game lead over these Yankees. Nunez in the thick of it last night. Lots of talk about his base running in the 9th inning when he tried to go second to third on a fly ball to left, and he was thrown out on a very close play. Did go to review, and eventually they held it up as the second out in the inning. And Eduardo said today if it happens again this afternoon, he would do the same thing.
I don't think I want to be out again. You know,
with a different result.
With a different result, exactly.
Takes the first one in there for a strike, and we're underway.
Severino, like you said, is one of the hardest throwers in all the big leagues. You're talking about 95 plus all day long.
He's been tough on the Sox twice this season. A 3-1 win at Fenway back in April, and no decision in that 16-inning game in July at Fenway, and each time he went 7 innings and allowed 3 hits and 4 hits.
He's lucky he didn't get that loss. He left 1-0. That was against Sale.
0-2 and punch to the right side. Torres will throw on to get him, 1 away. Well, back to the play last night, and I realize there's a whole lot of discussion about this because the Red Sox lead the majors now with 64 outs on the bases. Here's the throw by Hicks, their best throwing outfielder.
And this wasn't a great throw. That throw's on the bag. He's out easy, but nice pick by Todd Frazier. He made a nice play on it, but he was out. You've got to be safe easy on that. He knows that Aaron Hicks could throw. You know he's a good outfielder, probably one of the best in the game.
Not a great throw, but good enough.
Too risky. You just can't run. You just can't. You're already in scoring position.
Mookie Betts at 269 with 18 home runs. John Farrell talked about it after the game, and I know John's been questioned about Red Sox base running a lot. How aggressive they are. Flair to center field, Ellsbury in. 2 down. John said, I do believe there's a means to an end. While the outs are going to be glaring, we want to be aggressive on the bases and pressure the defense, and we want to look to set the tone. I think it always comes back to, in the end, how smart you need to be on a play like that. You said, you're already in scoring position.
Right. I just don't think that was a smart play. And you were just concerned about Chapman throwing strikes at that point, you know, trying to get at third base with one out. I get what he was trying to do, but
Benintendi here, and that's into center field. Ellsbury doesn't have to move much, sliding down to get it to retire the side, and that's a fast inning. Severino gets the Red Sox 1-2-3 in the first. Coming up against the left-hander Pomeranz. Here's their lineup, brought to you by New England Chevy Dealers. Brett Gardner to start it. Then it's Hicks, the hero of last night. Judge, the DH. Red Sox have done a great job on him, actually. Sanchez doing the catching. Gregorius at short. Frazier at third base with Headley at first. Ellsbury in center. They bat him 8th. And Torreyes at second base, the number 9 man against Pomeranz. Red Sox starter presented by New England Audi Dealers. He's 11-4. 3.36 ERA. 5-0 in his last 8 starts. And he's coming off another well-pitched game, a 4-1 win over the White Sox. So one might anticipate a pitcher's duel today here in Game 2 in New York. And in there for a strike on Gardner, a .254 hitter with 19 home runs.
Pomeranz has had a nasty knuckle curve consistently all year long. Pretty much does what he wants with it.
He throws it at different speeds, different places in the strike zone. He has such great command of that pitch.
I mean, his ERA has gone down for a long time, since really June. One of the best in the game ERA wise.
Oh, 2 to Gardner. Yankees are 16-0 this season when he hits a home run.
Little innocent hit by pitch last night started this crazy inning.
Lashed foul. You're talking about Addison Reed hitting him on the foot with that pitch. The first man that Reed has hit with a pitch since 2014.
You had no idea what was to come after that innocent hit by pitch. Hit him in the toe. Didn't even hurt. He didn't even jump around.
Took his base, and that lit the fire. 5 runs later, the Red Sox were trailing after going into that inning up 3-0.
Hasn't featured that curveball yet. All fastballs, 5 of them.
Last one 95 miles an hour, so excellent velocity right out of the chute.
I'll tell you what, this gun's a little high. Another one.
He can be pesky, and of course he's a threat to steal once he gets on. Tell you what, though, Aroldis Chapman did everything he could to give that game right back to the Red Sox last night. Walking the bases loaded in the 9th inning with nobody out. Into left field, down for a base hit. Then intended to cut it. It'll be a single. Brett Gardner is on.
Yeah, the Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. They have made 70 errors in 115 games around the infield. Devers at third, Bogarts at short, Eduardo Nunez at second, Mitch Moreland at first, out in outfield left to right, Benintendi in left, but Jackie Bradley Jr. in center, Mookie Betts in right. Behind the plate, Christian Vazquez catching Drew Pomerantz.
Another son of Aaron Hicks, 286 with 11 home runs. He belted one last night. Went 2 for 5 with a double. And made the key defensive play to cut down Nunez at third.
Boy, they've missed this guy. This is only his 3rd game back.
To the bunt, and we go back to his home run swing last night.
There's a 3-2 slider here from Addison Reed. He gets the ball inside on him, and he keeps this ball fair. Skies it 320 feet. Not that far, but doesn't matter. Yankee Stadium, that's a 2-run bomb.
Judge on deck, and that's in there for a strike. There's that knuckle curve.
Finally.
Pomerantz has been very good for a long time, actually. He holds a 2.60 ERA in his last 15 starts. That goes back to May 20th.
He's right up there with the big boys.
Slap foul. And Chris Sale going into finale here tomorrow night. And the Red Sox with another quick turnaround on Monday back at Fenway at 6:10, the makeup game against Cleveland. Doug Fister will pitch in that one. And then the St. Louis Cardinals, who are red hot, they've won 7 in a row. They come to town for an interleague series. And a 1-2.
Baya.
He got him.
Some hump right there. A couple breaking balls, fastball right by you. Boy, this is a good sign early in this game. It's one of his best fastballs. It beats Hicks easily in the strike zone.
That gun may be quick, but he's bringing it.
He's bringing it.
Red Sox have really locked Judge up. 290, 235 homers, 78 runs batted in, but the Red Sox staff may have located a couple of holes. These cold hard facts brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. Looking at the Red Sox and Yankees season series, it's not gone well for the Sox. 3-7.
Look at the runners in scoring position, just ridiculous.
Do we have to? That is ugly. 3 for 64. The Red Sox are against the Yankee pitching staff.
This is as good as I've seen Pomerantz throw. That fastball early on, one after another, bringing it. Trying to save that hook when he needs it.
Not to say he can't blast his way out of it, but Judge against the Red Sox pitching staff this year is just 7 for 38. 1 home run. He's hitting a .184 against Boston.
How many games in a row has he punched out? 27, is it now?
Another one yesterday.
Yeah, he gets his walks. I mean, he's still walking, but he hasn't hit well at all since the All-Star break.
There's 6 hits in his last 41 at bats overall. And a breaking ball misses. So 2-1. Just getting started. They're expecting another sellout crowd here in the Bronx. And a tall lefty with a 2-1. popped up. That'll curl back out of play. The Yankees just announced that Jordan Montgomery was checked out by the Yankee medical staff. He's in uniform today. He is scheduled to make his start tomorrow after he got drilled.
Was that batting practice?
Yes.
And that ball will find you, man. You got to hide. Where is he? Where's he standing? Is that behind the screen? How's he get? I mean, that's incredible how that happens.
It's supposed to be safe back there.
You can't get close enough to that screen, I guess.
He will start against Sale. That is tomorrow night, and the 2-2 to Judge.
You know, I got drilled in the side of the face in batting practice, just running on the warning track. You know, doing my poles. You see him. I mean, you never know. That ball will find you. It almost knocked me out. I'm just running along. No one said heads up, and it got me in the side of the head.
Heck, why didn't they say heads up?
I don't know. What's that tell
I mean,
you?
for crying out loud.
Come on.
Somebody say something. Gardner on. One down to 2-2. And a beauty in there. 85-mile-an-hour knuckle curve to freeze him.
I mean, absolute clinic curveball. Look at this curveball. This is a perfect curveball. You can't throw it any better. You just cannot for a strike.
How does that dive like
right
that?
Down lower part of the strike zone.
Yeah. Boy, has he got a handle on that pitch.
Doesn't he? And 95 today.
So here's Sanchez, another home run threat, 266 with 18 big flies for Gary Sanchez. He's catching again today, and that's been a real adventure with all the pass balls charged to him. There's been quite a bit of criticism of his catching. One of the stronger guys in the American League.
He came out to talk to Chapman last night. 2 guys on, 3-2 pitch, came out to the mound. Like, the guy's having a hard time throwing strikes anyway. He needs to get it and throw it. He ain't got time to chirp.
Chapman was all over the place.
Oh, he was horrible.
In there for a strike, and all over the place at 101, 102. I mean, nothing wrong with the velocity.
But
so you can't say there's anything wrong with his arm.
Not just a little outside either.
Oh, yeah. By feet, not inches.
It's hard to watch. I couldn't imagine Girardi watching that. He's got Betances warming up, and he has a hard time throwing strikes out there.
Pomeranz trying to strike out 3 consecutive Yankees. Line, that one slicing down into the corner. And the ball's gone. It's out of here by Sanchez. A wicked line drive just inside the pole, and the Yankees take a 2-0 lead. It's 19.
Watch the reaction from Sanchez when he hits this ball. It's just sort of like an emergency swing. I think he surprised himself. Look at this swing. He's so late. It's like he just fouled it off. Look at him. Look at it. Oh, this thing's going to be fair. Right down the line. He'll take it. That's just late on a fastball. A little off balance, a little bit. Ball's out of the ballpark.
314 down into that corner.
That's frightening.
So the Yankees have hit home runs last night and today right into that corner. Last night was a pop-up. This is a line drive, but both counting for damaging home runs.
That's the 3rd home run he's hit off of Pomeranz.
Brings up Gregorius, 310 with 18 homers. Well, last night was the Red Sox taking a 1st inning lead on a 2-run shot by Hanley Ramirez, and this afternoon it's the Yankees.
I mean, you're late on a fastball and you whistle a ball right down the right field line. Whoa.
And out.
I think he surprised himself.
I think he did. Gregorius has hit safely in 7 in a row. Pops that one down the left field line, out of play.
Gregorius had a big at bat last night.
Yep.
Late in the 8th inning, flipped a ball into left field.
Tied the game.
1-2.
Gregorius, the man who followed Derek Jeter at shortstop and has settled in very nicely offensively and defensively. If you missed the news yesterday, Jeter was part of a group that has just purchased the Marlins. 1-2 outside for over $1 billion. Word is that Jeter himself has about $25 million of his own in.
That's all.
2-2, jammed him there and flared foul on a play.
Like you talk about with Jeter, he wants to just find out, after all these years of playing and whatever he's learned over the course of his career, can he, take it to the front office and get it done.
Yep. Right center field, Jackie Bradley chasing it, but it drops in for a base hit. So Gregorius is on, and that's 3 hits in the inning against Pomeranz.
Perfectly placed out there in right center field.
He sits safely in 8 straight. So turning into a fairly lengthy first inning here for Pomeranz. 2-0 New York. Frazier now. One of their big trade deadline acquisitions. 215, 19 home runs. 1 for 3 with an RBI last night. Had the go-ahead RBI in the 8th inning. Off the end of the bat, he pops it up. Moreland in foul ground. It's all him here, and he makes the play. And a difficult play up the line to finally retire the side. The Yankees strike first. They're on top 2-0 at the end of 1. Sanchez with a home run to make it 2-0 Yankees. Hey, college football returns to America's most beloved ballpark. It's the Fenway Gridiron Series presented by Your Call Football. Tickets are on sale right now. You can visit redsox.com/gridiron for more information and to get your tickets today. Dennis Eckersley, Dave O'Brien alongside Hanley Ramirez about to lead things off here. Sanchez slicing one just inside the pole off of Drew Pomeranz, so the Yankees have the early lead. That's what Hanley did last night for the Red Sox, blasting one to left for a 2-run shot in first inning. Facing Severino. You see that first fastball at 97. That's what he averages this year.
Hanley crushed this ball last night. This ball is lifted way out of here. You see where it ends up. Off that Panasonic sign. Boom. Garcia's not happy.
He's 18.
got off the hook last night, left losing 3-0.
I didn't think he had particularly good stuff.
No, very mediocre.
Red Sox took a 3-0 lead and could not hold it. 1-1. High and tight.
Severino's been nasty since the All-Star break. He's got an ERA under 1. He's one of the best pitchers in the game, if not since the All-Star break. 4-0.
ERA of 0.83, the major's lowest ERA in the second half. So the Red Sox are facing a guy who has excellent stuff to begin with, who's pitching the best he ever has at this moment.
Oof.
Wave and a miss.
I mean, 2-1 biting breaking ball. I mean, that is as good as it gets. I mean, it's not a strike, but you're looking fastball, and it gets 3/4 of the way there and then takes a little left turn. That's why you get a funny swing like that.
And he puts him away, and he came right back with the same pitch, that filthy slider to strike out Hanley. One man gone.
Back-to-back filthiness. You know, you see that it looks like a strike right there, and you got to commit, and once again a one-handed swing. I mean, you got to gear up for 97 now.
His fastball velocity averages 97.3 according to Fangraphs. That's the highest qualifying major league velocity among starters. Moreland made the final out last night with a fly ball that hit well to center field, but it ended the ball game. So Mitch is 1 for 9 so far on the trip. Picked off, kind of an odd looking play by Gregorius, but he gets him. He had to stab at that. Must have had a lot of spin on it, but 2 down.
Yeah, it comes off the bat. I think that was a changeup, and he hit it kind of funky too. Staggered him. Watch this ball come off the bat. And look at the reaction there by Gregorius. He just sort of, whoa, it came back. He's playing that ball to his right, and it kind of spun back the other way. Not running very good.
So 2 down for Xander Bogaerts. Red Sox trying to get him in gear. Did have a 3-hit game the other day, but when he's really going well, he'll pile those up. Last night he was 0 for 4. That snapped the 9-game on base streak for Xander. Two down and over to your board. 2-0 Yankees.
How about that 2-0 changeup? 2-0 changeup.
I know, about a 14-mile-an-hour difference.
I mean, really,
between the fastball and the change.
This guy's feeling it.
That's the pitch that Pedro worked with him on.
Yeah,
changeup.
The dreaded changeup.
Right to the shortstop. Hoovered up by Gregorius, and that'll do it for the Red Sox. They go 1-2-3 in the second. 2-0 Yankees. The Red Sox are 31-14. It starts by Chris Sale and Drew Pomeranz. The only other team with 2 pitchers with at least 11 wins each is the Dodgers. That's Kershaw and Alex Wood. Twisted Tea tastes like real iced tea. Be a little twisted. Dodgers now at 81 wins to lead the majors. Chase Headley leading things off here in the bottom of the second. 2-0 New York on a home run by Gary Sanchez in the first. Headley 270 with 6 homers. Sox with a 3.5 game lead. Their largest lead last year was 5.5. Little dribbler, and Pomeranz handles that for a fast out. Ellsbury next. The final regular season game between these clubs is scheduled for Sunday, September 3rd. And that would be the earliest the Sox and Yankees wrapped a season series since 1985, when they played for the last time about the 3rd week of August. Usually baseball likes to schedule the Red Sox and the Yankees deep into September for the added drama, but it'll be early this time.
Meanwhile, the Red Sox finish with Houston for 4 at home for 4.
And the Astros with the second best record in the majors, 71-44. Jacoby hitting just .240 with 4 homers. He'll look at a strike.
Ellsbury scuffling against left-handed pitching this year. Hit .183 with 1 home run.
He's in a 7 for 43 right now.
Pomeranz has got that hook down pat, doesn't he? Just, what's his nickname? The Big Smooth or something? That's probably why.
Popped up into left. Benintendi coming in. 2 down.
Not that I'm getting into these nicknames. I think I happen to see that. I think his name was the Big Smooth.
Well, guys are going to be wearing nicknames on their jerseys later on. That's a big deal for Major League Baseball, getting a chance to wear their nicknames on the back of their shirts. It's a players' weekend.
You get to wear anything you want. Your own shoes, anything, right?
Yep. Some personality.
Yeah.
Torreyes here. Very nearly homered, which he doesn't do very often. He's only hit 3 of them, but hit a blast here last night that the ballpark held.
He can't hit a ball any farther. I'm telling you, that ball was crushed. Hold on.
The 1-1 through the hole for a base hit.
Man,
So
he's
Torreyes
impressive.
on.
He's impressive. Torreyes hitting what, close to 290, over 30 RBIs. Done a decent job for them in place of Castro. He waits back on this curveball, just shoots it the other way. It's a nice, obviously a nice piece of hit. Looking, breaking ball, gets it, playing him to pull, hits it the other way.
Since the All-Star break, he's a .308 hitter. So Gardner will bat for the second time. He began the afternoon with a base hit. He was on when Sanchez belted his slicing home run to right. 2-0 Yankees in the second. And a stop by Vasquez.
He didn't see a curveball the first time out, Gardner. All fastballs, and he shot that ball to left field.
Chris Sale tomorrow night will be bidding for his 15th win of the season. He's 14-4, 2.57 ERA. Going against the Yankees here in the Bronx tomorrow. You got to love Manny Gonzalez back there, huh? He'll let you know if it's a strike.
Yeah, I like that. Last night, though, was kind of a brutal strike zone. Not really, you know, everything was a strike. Both sides of the plate. It's one or the other. All out.
2-1. Although there were a couple of times last night you were You were saying, well, I got to have that.
Yeah, but I say that all the time.
It was plus 4 inches. I got to have that.
It's a little much sometimes, but he was very generous, to say the least, I thought.
Hicks on deck, 2 down and the 2-1. And another good breaking ball.
Trying to duck that breaking ball, couldn't. Watch him duck a little bit here. Not happening.
He had 2 Ks in the first inning. And punched down the left field line out of play. Ace Ticket is Boston's trusted source for Red Sox tickets from bleachers to boxes. Ace has the lowest prices to all games at Fenway with a 200% guarantee. Visit aceticket.com now or call 1-800-MY-SEATS. Gardner, one of those pesky guys who fouls off a lot of pitches. Foul tip, that one in the mitt, held by Vasquez, and down he goes for strike 3. 1 man left. Looks like a great day on the Common as the folks at Boston Common are watching the Red Sox and the Yankees. MLB.TV is every night, every device. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. Watching the game on the Common. And it's a 2-0 Yankee lead as we get the 3rd inning underway. Devers will lead it off. Then Vasquez and Bradley. Severino 6 up, 6 down so far. Flying into left and Gardner there. 1 man gone. Vasquez next. Hey, tomorrow on the next Charlie Moore Outdoors, Charlie hangs out with NHL Hall of Famer and Boston Bruin Ray Bourque. You won't want to miss the next Charlie Moore Outdoors tomorrow night at 7 only on NESN.
They haven't really made him work. Severino, he attacked him in the 1st inning. Pitch count so low, 19 pitches with an out here. 100.
That's 100.
It's one thing throwing hard 1 inning, 2 innings, but this guy features it all day long.
6'2", about 215 pounds.
I mean, that's the hardest. That's a curveball. 90. It's almost a slurve but it's 91 miles an hour.
He reminds you of Verlander about 5 or 6 years ago. Remember how, when you got to the 7th, 8th, 9th, he was throwing harder than he was in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd. Off speed there, 2 balls, 1 strike, and Vasquez trying to become the first Red Sox to reach today. He was 1 for 4 last night. Larry Rothschild, an outstanding pitching coach. He's been in that chair a long time.
2-1.
Many years ago, he managed the Tampa Bay Rays when they were the Devil Rays. Larry did.
Seems like forever ago.
Yeah. Rough sledding when they were the Devil Rays. Much better after that. Jackie Bradley on deck, and the 2-2 to Vasquez, who's been swinging a hot bat. 14 for his last 31. That's a .452 batting average.
Just trying to stay alive there. Just flick that ball. A tough at bat. I can't imagine facing this guy. Changeup.
And he got a piece of it and hung in there. 2-2. Yankees 7-3 against the Red Sox. It's been a difficult matchup for Boston. Last night was so promising until that 8th inning.
Nothing.
They do appeal, but Laz Diaz says no swing.
He wanted to, luckily held up.
And the payoff pitch from Severino will not be made as Vasquez gets a time.
Boy, I think he's getting cute here, throwing something off-speed changeup 3-2. That's what I saw. What do you got here? You already gave him the sign. What do you got? Yep. Changeup. How about that? 3-2 changeup. In my life, I've never done that. If I had 100-mile-an-hour hair, and I'm going to throw a 3-2 changeup with a 2-0 lead, throws a strike with it, gets him way out front. Wow.
That's how a 23-year-old pitcher gets himself in trouble.
I don't know. The Pedro effect on him is what it is. That
when you throw that hard.
Yeah. What's going on here?
Not much.
Hello. That's 3-2. Gas him.
And he went with a fastball, but he missed with it for ball 4. So the Red Sox have a base runner. Vasquez is on with 1 down.
Monday at 5, don't miss Red Sox first pitch, presented by Joseph Abboud, available at Men's Warehouse. Alex Spear will join TC and Jim Rice to discuss potential call-ups for the Red Sox when the rosters expand on September 1st.
Well, the Sox hopeful that now that they have a man on, it'll change some things with Severino. Jackie Bradley, .256 with 13 homers. And last night 0 for 3.
I thought Severino's getting a little too cute there with Vasquez to lose him like that.
Overall, Jackie has been a better road hitter than he has at home. .282 on the road. 9 of his 13 homers have come away from Fenway, and the count 0-2.
Boy, it's hard to square this guy up. That breaking ball is so hard. Just bears in on you.
Yankees up 2-0 early in the Bronx, but finally a base runner for the Red Sox, and the 0-2. Well, Jackie thought about it, wisely stayed away as it hit 99. So many guys today can throw 99. It's amazing, isn't it?
It really is.
You just didn't see this a decade ago. Not even close. 2-2. Bigger, stronger, and blowing up those radar guns.
See him fall down almost. Down on a knee. No. Caught himself.
It's like watching K-Rod in the old days, huh?
Falling off to the
Yep,
left.
tumbling off the mound.
Nothing.
He did.
He held it.
Oh. I
Yeah.
thought he went. Check this out.
They appealed to Cobra. They said no.
Watch this. I don't know. Just a little short little hack.
That was borderline.
I know it really was. He sort of held it up.
That's in the eyes of the beholder.
Yeah, no kidding.
Jackie's still alive with Vasquez on at first. Sox looking for their first hit.
He's telling him to throw over.
Vasquez can be cagey with the stolen base. And he picks his spots very, very smartly.
He's got no lead at all.
5 out of 6 he's holding.
Roll out.
And that's outside.
3-2 changeup.
So first and second for the Red Sox, trying to build off a little wildness suddenly by Severino. And Nunez about to dig in.
I don't get it. 3-2 changeup? I mean, that's silly to me. You're trying to be tricky. The guy's got 100.
Get expert emergency care without leaving the ballpark at the Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center, the first aid station behind Section 12 at Fenway on the lower concourse. Visit bidmc.org. Nunez getting his second look now at Severino.
Severino, this is his own making this inning with 2 walks. He had Jackie 0-2.
Now facing a very hot hitter. 4-game hitting streak for Eduardo. Multiple hits in 13 of his last 20 games, and over that span he's hitting .419. Jumps back out of the way. Ball 1. Boy, he's all over the place all of a sudden.
Well, Nunez kind of dives. I mean, that's, to me, that's where I'd want to feature some hard stuff into Nunez, the way he goes out and gets things. Good breaking ball hitter is what he is.
Vasquez at second. Bradley at first. 1 away. 2-0 New York. Tried to hold up midway through, and he had already committed, man. To count 1-1.
You throw one at your belly, and the next one biting down and away. I mean, you get some funny swings. We saw Hanley have a couple funny swings, and look at this. You don't see Nunez look like that very often.
Eduardo, third in the majors, hitting .395 with runners in scoring position. 1-2. And back to that number. The Yankees have been deadly against the Red Sox with runners in scoring position. Boston 3 for the last 64. That just doesn't make sense.
You don't even want to think about that. That's so ugly.
You can point to a lot of things that led to last night, but
I think they're due.
yes. Ground ball to third, and a drop by Frazier, and everybody's going to be safe, and the Red Sox catch a break. Boy, hit right to him, and he just muffed it.
He looked like he tried to hurry up to throw, get a force out at second base is what he did. You see the big hop that he gets right there. Gloves it, drops it. Started to charge. Played the ball back, caught it, flubbed it the second time, and everybody's safe. Make them pay is what you got to do.
So an error on Frazier. Betts now Can't get the Red Sox on the scoreboard. Mookie 0 for 1. No place to put him, and a generous strike to make it 0-1. Mookie, a guy who never complains to an umpire.
But that wasn't a double play ball. He played it back. Frazier, he wasn't going to turn two, but I think he was trying to hurry up to get one at second.
He jackknifes. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mookie 1 for 3 last night. He's got a 4-game hitting streak. He also took a couple of walks last night. The Sox would be grateful to take another one right here, frankly. That would get them on the scoreboard, and he's already walked 2 in the inning. Ground ball deep short, through for a base hit. Vasquez in. Jackie Bradley being waved in. Gardner does not throw well. 2-run score. Mookie Betts coming through to tie the ball game with a sharp single.
Well, they finally come through, the Red Sox. You talk about runners in scoring positions being so awful, but Mookie gets a slider down and away. Watch him go and hook this ball. Ball's up enough for him. Hooks that ball right past the shortstop into left field. Diving Didi. And Gardner can't throw the ball all that well. Bradley gets a pretty good jump, and he scores easy on this to tie the game up. Bad throw there by Gardner. You see the good jump by Bradley?
Almost took a tumble there.
Yes, he did.
A little bit of a stumble, but he scores easily. Rothschild went out to talk to Severino. Certainly the error was a part of that. But Vasquez and Bradley took ball 4 to get on. They both walked and they both scored.
To me, that was the biggest part of this inning. I mean, you talk about Severino, the way he throws so hard, gets cute with a couple of change-ups to Vasquez, and really the ball 4 to Bradley was almost inexcusable, having him 0-2.
So the Red Sox quickly fight back. Here's Benintendi, who is 4 for 9 against Severino. So he appears to get a good look at him. 2-2 here in the third. Mookie Betts RBIs 71 and 72, leading the ball club. He's now hit safely in 5 straight.
Pull out.
Benintendi with a 5-game hit streak. 10 out of his last 19. And blasted one into the second deck here at Yankee Stadium for a home run last night. There's a drive to right field. Racing back Hicks. He's not going to get it.
Gone.
That ball to the top of the wall and gone. It kicked out. And it's a 3-run shot for Benintendi. His 15th home run of the season. Another wicked line drive, and the Red Sox blow up here in the third.
We talk about the home run he hit last night in the second deck. This one might even been hit harder. Boy, they made him pay for that error. I'll tell you what, big time. 5 runs in here. The 15th home run. Watch this fastball in. Boom. This ball is hit on a line. Saw Hicks turn around. I knew this ball had a chance. Look at how fast this ball gets out of the ballpark. Hits the top of the fence. Boom, out of here. 3-run Johnson.
Wow. And the Sox suddenly in front, 5-2. Benintendi is cooking. And here's Hanley.
You got 1 out, nobody on. He walks 2 batters, which is a crime. And they make him pay 5 runs later.
Boy, that happened fast. And there's a little pop-up and a dive and a miss by Torres. A base hit for Hanley Ramirez. And the beat goes on. The Speedway is proud to be New England's first choice for value and convenience for every Red Sox home run. Speedway donates $500 to Boston Children's Hospital all during August in Massachusetts stores. Use your Speedy Rewards card when you purchase $3 of in-store merchandise. Get 10 cents off a gallon. Boy, this game completely changed, at least the early going, when Vasquez took ball 4.
Absolutely. I mean, I thought he messed around with Vasquez, and then to have 0-2 on Jackie and lose him on a 3-2 changeup. Who cares? 5 runs later.
Well, nobody has done this to Severino since the All-Star break. There's another one up the middle for a base hit by Moreland. And the Red Sox are getting great swings against the right-hander.
Well, they dork one in. Ramirez got a lucky single over the outstretched glove by Torres, and this one almost undresses Severino. Ankle high right past him. You throw a strike, you better be careful here. Look at this. No, changeup. Once again, a high changeup out over. One hop that sort of glances off of him a little bit. Ooh.
Well, Mookie Betts hit his pretty hard on the ground for 2-run single. Benintendi smoked his for the 3-run homer. Now Moreland with a sharp base hit. And here comes Xander Bogaerts, the 9th hitter in this inning. What a turnaround for the Sox, on top 5-2. And after what happened last night, man, did they need an inning like this.
They really did. You can just the opposite of last night. The Red Sox were up 2-0 with a 2-run home run by Hanley.
Sure, and it was a 5-run 8th inning for the Yankees. Xander 0 for 1. He is grounded to short. Still only 1 out. First and second for the Sox. Into left field. Here comes Gardner sliding down, and he made the play. Doubled up. And Hanley Ramirez is going to be doubled up at second base. He thought it was going to fall in, apparently. And that will do it. The Red Sox rally, however, to score 5 times and take a 5-2 lead. Benintendi locked in and loving Yankee Stadium. His 2nd home run in as many days here.
Sports Today will save you time with the latest breaking news, including a report on the Patriots as they continue training camp. NESN Sports Today is presented by People's United Bank. See what know-how can do.
Andrew Benintendi with a blast, and the Red Sox turn things around very fast here. 5-2 lead now on the Yankees. Off to the last half of the 3rd inning. Hicks, Judge, Sanchez against Pomeranz, who suddenly has the lead by 3 runs. And a little bit of sun peeking out from behind the clouds here. Let's see if that becomes a factor. Hammered to third. Devers with the scoop. And sets down Hicks. 1 away. We invite you to tune in to NESN Tuesday and Wednesday for coverage of the WEEI NESN Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon presented by our Bella Insurance Foundation. Our Bella Insurance Foundation here for the Jimmy Fund, here for good. Certainly hope you will participate as well. It's a very important time of the year for the Jimmy Fund, the most important time of the year. Here's Judge going for the downs. I think he got Vasquez on the backswing there. Judge whiffed in the first inning.
Had a funny swing at this anyway. It's kind of underwater swing. It's not, you see the follow through.
Well, this is the power part of the order, certainly for the Yankees. A lot of pop throughout the lineup, but Judge with the 35 homers. Sanchez just hit his 19th in the first inning. Heck, why don't they pick up that breaking ball of his?
I'll tell you what, he's so tall too. He's coming out of the leverage he has and the window that he comes out of. It ball's breaking, goes up real high and then comes back down. They give up on it. Meanwhile, sit down.
Judge for the second time strikes out.
This ball's way out of the strike zone when they see it. And look at the break on it. Look, he flips it up. It goes up real high. And I'm talking about straight down. That's middle with a breaking ball.
Well, he's really mastered that pitch.
I mean, the man is 6'6" now.
He has struck out 4. Here's Sanchez, 2-run homer in the first inning, put the Yankees in the lead. Red Sox come storming back and get 5 here in the third, including a home run, 3-run shot by Benintendi. The home run skipping off the top of that fence in right center went 371. A lot longer than Hicks' home run went last night.
You just want that ball to get up just enough. 3-run bombs, that they are beautiful things.
Bit of a wild one off the mid of Vasquez to make it 2-1. Benintendi put a lot of work in the offseason to add size, add muscle. It's paying off. Imagine if he hit here every day.
Oh my goodness. But how about taking a couple of days off and doing what he's had since he came back? He's been dynamite in August.
It's a really smart move. Red Sox sat him for 2 games.
Simple as that, huh? Just sit down.
Did a lot of work with Chile. A lot of work off the tee. Chili Davis was talking to Wade Boggs about that in the Tampa Bay stop on this road trip. Ground ball. Red Sox bunched up a little bit, but Devers has it and slings it on to get him. And Pomeranz comes back with a shutdown inning after getting 5.
Nicely done.
Brought to you by your Eastern Lexus dealers. He started like a house of fire. Then he walked Vasquez, Christian Vasquez, working him for ball 4. Jackie Bradley did the same thing. Then there was the key error by Frazier at third, loading up the bases. Then the Red Sox went to work. He needed 32 pitches to get 3 outs in the 3rd inning, and the Red Sox got 5 runs, 4 hits. Nothing more damaging than Benintendi's 3-run rocket. Here's Devers to lead off the 4th. Red Sox with a 5-2 lead.
Red Sox finally getting some hits. 2 hits with runners in scoring position. I mean, sooner or later they had to do something.
Pull out.
4 of those runs were earned runs. You had given the stat he had a 0.83 ERA since the All-Star break, so he was giving up nothing until the Red Sox did that. Foul tipped into the mid, and it's 1-2.
On 2.
Sox with a 3.5 game lead over these Yankees. Here's the 1-2. Rafael with a fly to left field first time up. And Vasquez, who started the trouble in the 3rd, on deck. Lashed foul. Devers has hit safely in 10 of his 13 major league games, including 3 home runs. And a wave and a miss for strike 3 on the changeup.
Well, you can see why he likes to use that changeup. I would think that it would be much better to a left-handed hitter. After throwing 99 on the corner, he fouled it off. Then he gets this changeup. And it's a good pitch, too. Paint down and away. He's way out front. That's 2 nasty back-to-back pitches.
Christian with a walk and a run in the 3rd. With Jackie Bradley to follow. 5-2 Sox. Right back to 100 miles an hour.
Man, it'd be hard to get cute. I'm telling you, when you throw like this. But he's got Sanchez back there calling pitches. He shakes him off. Nobody, it's like he needs somebody to take charge of him.
Pull out.
There's been considerable criticism about Sanchez. Game calling, allowing a lot of pitches to get through him. Here's the 1-1.
He's beating guys with this 99, 100. I mean, it's so easy to second guess some off-speed stuff. You know, it just is. I know, but he's got a good changeup. But don't get too cute. That's all. Cost him 5 spot.
Red Sox don't mind that at all. This will be his 59th pitch. It was a labor last inning. Red Sox really made him work. Here's where Vasquez can get very tough because he's so good going to right anyway. You try to put him away outside, he can just flick it off into the stands and stay alive for another pitch.
Boy, the pitch count looks so good. Last time Vasquez was up, and next thing you know, he's already at 60. Coming up.
Red Sox need to win today to get back to 500 on the road. Right now 29-30 on the road, and they have the best home record in the American League, 36-20. Last night the end of an 8-game winning streak, trying to start another here today.
Changeup. I mean,
lead time granted.
I mean, who's in charge here?
The umpire does not have to grant a batter's timeout request.
I'm talking about the catcher. It's like, let's go. He didn't even know. He shook him off 3 times, and he didn't know whether he was going to throw a changeup or what. And there's a changeup again. No, now it's slide. No, it's a fastball. I mean, this is crazy. Even though it's a punch out, it's like They're confused, both of them.
Back to that 100-mile-an-hour.
When in doubt, just bring it. But this was the big at bat last inning. I think this is what cost them the inning. He had him 0-2. Look at him. Throws some gas right there. 98. Look at this slider bearing in on him. 0-2. High fastball. He lays off. Little breaking ball falls down almost, and another slider down and in. 3-2 changeup. What is that?
Ball 4.
Ball 4.
Jackie would score with Vasquez in front of him. So would Nunez, Betts, and Benintendi. On the corner. Now it's happened again. 0-2. Yes, nothing but heat.
Dominance right there.
He strikes out the side, so Severino bounces back. Sox ahead 5-2 in the middle of the 4th. Honoring the 07 Red Sox World Championship season. Game number 116. Red Sox beat Baltimore 6-2. Josh Beckett got his 15th win. He struck out 8. J.D. Drew led the Red Sox offense. 3 hits, 2 RBIs. Just saw J.D. back in Boston doing the celebration of the 07 World Championship Red Sox. Looking very fit. Here's Gregorius now leading off in the bottom of the 4th inning. Red Sox up 5-2. He singled his first trip. He was born in the Netherlands. Had the nickname DD, and both his father and brother also are referred to as DD.
That's what I call my daughter, Mandy. I call her DD.
Frazier on deck, and then Headley. Up the middle for a base hit. He's swinging a very hot bat.
But they're trying to waste a fastball upstairs. I guess you can't throw it high enough.
And he went and got it. He's already extended his hitting streak to 8 in a row with that base hit in the first, and now 2 for 2. Right in front of Todd Frazier, who has made an error, and a key error at that, but he also has 19 home runs, and one of the guys in the league who loves to swing a lot at just about everything and frequently misses. But there are a lot of those guys in the majors these days.
You can swing and miss a lot if you hit 40 home runs, not 20.
Headley on deck. Yankees now 5 hits. Red Sox have 4. Each side with a home run. Last night the Red Sox took the big crowd out of the game until the 8th inning, took them completely out of the ballgame. Then it got really noisy.
Yeah, you know, hit batsmen and they started getting going, and then boom, 2-run home run, and they're off to the races.
It's not quite like old Yankee Stadium.
No, it's not as loud.
Two nothing.
Oh.
Ball 3.
The volume goes up. I mean, there's more oval effect, you know, at the old Yankee Stadium.
So players used to say it was like, when it really got intense, it was like someone was breathing down your neck.
Yeah, and they played this thing, dong, 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 dong. Yeah, I hated that.
The 3-0 and ball 4. So first 2 men have reached here in the 4th inning. Feels like today might be a grinder.
He completely lost the zone. 4 pitches. The last one he just tried to get over. Ball cut inside, missed badly.
You can plan your next private event at Fenway Park. Summer outings, meetings, holiday parties, and more. Fenway has space available to accommodate groups of 20 to 10,000. Visit redsox.com/events or call 617-226-6791 to learn more about private events at Fenway Park. Now Headley to step in. He is 0 for 1. He grounded back to the pitcher first time up. Pomeranz would love to have that again, with Gregorius at second and Frazier at first. He starts him with a breaking ball for a strike.
Headley only hitting 220 from the right-hand side with no damage, no dingers. They had Chris Carter playing first base here early in the year.
Headley was a power guy in his days with the San Diego Padres and an RBI guy. Fouled at the plate.
Yeah, he hit 31 home runs that year back with the Padres. Never really have come close to that since.
Only 6 home runs this season. Opponents batting just 190 with runners in scoring position against Drew Pomeranz this year. So this is a spot where he's been particularly good. Two on, nobody out.
Might as well talk about it. Want to make a mistake. 0-2.
Third and final game of the series tomorrow evening at 8 o'clock. Chris Sale against Jordan Montgomery. 2 lefties to tangle, and the Red Sox have to get back home to Fenway Monday night at 6:10. Then makeup game with the Indians from the rain out. It's Doug Fister against Trevor Bauer. Fister's put together back-to-back really strong outings. Line into center field, a base hit. Gregorius to third. They'll stop him there as Jackie comes up and guns, and it's cut, and the bases are loaded.
Didi couldn't get a good jump there from second base. He had to wait there. 0-2. Another mistake by Pomeranz. 0-2 fastball. Just too good. Too good a pitch to hit. See, Didi holds up. You can't run on Bradley's arm, even though it's offline.
So a single, a walk, another base hit. They're all filled up for Jacoby Ellsbury. It was 0 for 1 today. Slide to left field. Yankees with a man at every base. Gregorius at third, Frazier at second, Headley at first. Crowd coming to life again. Curve for strike 1. 1-strike pitch. Not get him to offer at that. That might have been a strike actually. But call the ball by the home plate ump Gonzalez.
That's a real good take. Curveball for a strike, and then this one that he wants you to swing at.
Of course, it's where it crosses the plate. Here comes the 1-1. Got jammed. Charging in Moreland. Run will score. He'll get the out. Gregorius in to touch home plate. And that'll make it 5-3.
As it turns out, it busted, jammed him big time, and you get 2 runners over, run in, you get an RBI. That's a good pitch right there. Thinking breaking ball, and tries to get to the fastball, gets way in his kitchen. Hit so slowly they can't turn 2, not even with Ellsbury running to begin with, but gets the job done.
Just 24 RBIs for Jacoby Ellsbury, but runners at second and third now in a 2-run game with only 1 away, and Torreyes coming up to swing. He singled first trip. He's been a tough out. High pop up. Back giving it a look. Vasquez near the netting. He lunges up and he made the play. What an outstanding catch by Vasquez.
You may go back to this play being the play of the game. Right now it's a play of the game. High fastball. He goes swinging at it. I didn't know this ball was going to stay in. He stays with it all the way. Kind of crawls up the fence a little bit. Makes a great play. Doesn't seem like much at the time, but it stays in here. You got to get it out, and he does.
Could be huge. That could be one of the most important plays all afternoon. So 2 down. Gardner now. He has singled and struck out today. Second and third for the Yankees, and a run in. Frazier and Headley aboard. Down to third, but won't get him. Gardner with a big power year. He's at 19.
Bases loaded, nobody out. Get out of this thing with 1 run. It's huge.
Long look in by the left-hander, and a 1-0. Popped him up on the infield. Bogart says he's got it, and he puts it away. Indeed, go back to the Vasquez catch. Maybe at the end of the day, 5-3 Red Sox in front. Fifth inning time now for our player to bank on, presented by Capital One Banking Reimagined.
This could be a big play. You're looking back at it. You got the screen to contend with. He goes up there and snatches it before it does hit the screen. Tying run at second base. This is a big play here by Vasquez.
Big league play. So fifth inning, Nunez to lead things off. Eduardo on the day with a tapper to second, and he's reached on a key error by Frazier and then came in to score. He was aboard when Benintendi laced another home run, his second in 2 days here. This was a 3-run shot. We go back to May 12th, and Eduardo is hitting .366 with a lot of swings like that. And quickly on with a solid base hit. Time for a game break, brought to you by Jordan's, the furniture store of the Boston Red Sox. Here's Tom Caron. TC, thank you very much. Looks like a very pretty day there. The weather is improving here as Mookie Betts gets in. 2-run single for him last time up. He's also flied to center. Seeing some blue sky overhead all of a sudden. The day began quite cloudy with a threat of rain, but real pleasant at the moment. Red Sox on top 5-3.
Big hit by Mookie last time up. Got a slider just slightly up. Hooked it into the hole between short and third.
5-game hitting streak. His last 37 games against the Yankees, he's hitting .305 with 6 home runs. 2-1. And he'll take a ball down and away to make it 3-1. The plate moved around on Severino in the third inning when he walked back-to-back hitters, Vasquez and Bradley, and that's what lit the fire on the Red Sox rally. 2 changeups already in this at bat. 3-1 to Mookie. And he pops a foul out of play.
Nunez hit a changeup this last at bat. He rifled that ball into left field.
Mookie now 3 consecutive seasons of 50 or more extra base hits. The only other Sox hitters with as many as 3 such seasons before turning 25 are Ted Williams, Carl Yastrzemski, and Jim Rice.
You got to go here, don't you? 3-2.
He does. Hard hit. That skips away from Frazier. That one ate him up. That was a rocket. Nunez safely into third. Mookie sliding into second base. Boy, he just took advantage of him.
You can't blame Frazier on this. This ball almost took his face off. 3-2, and he hooks it right at him.
That's an
Look at
extra
this.
base
This
hit.
is a absolute bullet. And I guess it ticked off his glove, slowed it down a little bit. Nunez running on the play, 3-2. He's going to get the third easily on this play, and you see Mookie go all the way into second base. Heads up.
We've said that before.
Yeah, he's their
Betts.
best base runner without a doubt.
One of the very best in the business. That's a double for him. He has 2 hits today, and the Red Sox are pushing again. Here comes Benintendi.
What about this momentum swing? If you think about it, big hit coming up right here. If they can, bases loaded, nobody out, they hold them to 1 run. And they're right back at it.
Benintendi 5 for 10 against Severino. 3-run homer here today. High fly ball.
How about this?
Back she goes. Kiss it goodbye. Way out of here. And Benny strikes again. Boy, does he love him some Yankee Stadium.
Whoa.
His third home run in the series.
Oh, 2 3-run Johnsons. I mean to tell you, he hit this ball out of sight. He hit a fastball off the top of the fence last time up, and how about this? Now he takes your slider way back. Man, how about the swing of momentum here? How about this slider? Oh my goodness. The sound, the lift. Oh, bat boy, take my bat.
A 6 RBI game, and it's only the 5th inning. His second 3-run shot today. Red Sox lead it 8-3. Benintendi exploding, and 3 home runs in the first 2 games of the series. This place plays real small for him.
Severino's got his lunch today. He just punched out the side the last inning. I mean, and then boom, boom, boom. 3 runs in, another 3-run Johnson. That's incredible.
Gallego's thrown for the 2nd time in their bullpen. Hanley today 1 for 2 with a base hit. I bet they are loving that on Boston Common.
Oh, yeah. Bicep Benny went bridge again, didn't he?
Oh. 2 very different home runs. In fact, all 3 of the ones he's hit here are quite different.
Second tank, right?
Line drive into the second tank last night. A very low line drive that touched the top of the right field fence in the 3rd inning, and now an absolute mammoth home run.
Boy,
in the 5th inning.
Those sliders go a long ways. They go farther than fastballs.
You think?
I do. I think they just spin off, and they just, I'm telling you. Whoa.
Oh. High fly ball left center field. That's a deep drive. Ellsbury backing up, though, and he's there to the warning track to haul that one in. So Hanley just missed one. Let's go down to Jemai.
Well, Dave, John Farrell was recently asked about this team's identity, and he said it's the strength in pitching, the ability to take advantage of base running with their athleticism, as well as the offense being built 1 through 9 from top to bottom. They need contributions from everyone. And he also said that it's good to see them clicking because the month of July has been such a grind, and we've seen that in this 3rd inning. We've also seen that here in this half of the inning with Andrew Benintendi going deep a bunch of times and having 2 home run day already.
Huge day for him. 6 RBIs so far. To me, the biggest difference with the Red Sox in winning these games and now taking the lead here today is the home run ball.
Yes. I mean, you're talking about not a solo. We're talking about 3-run shots. They're game changers.
Right. Consistently 2- and 3-run homers. They've hit 20 home runs in the last 14 games after hitting 7 in the previous 12. Benintendi with a pair of 3-run shots.
I mean, he is getting it in August. I mean, ridiculous, the numbers in August.
Second home run traveled 397 feet.
Looked farther, didn't it?
Sounded
deeper
farther than that. Yeah. Red Sox in the lead 8-3 on day 2 in the Bronx.
There's a guy, Severino's only given up 1 home run in his last 6 starts. You don't recover from a 3-run home run, let alone 2 of them. This guy's just starting his career out here at Yankee Stadium. What's to come?
And liking it. 2-2. Ground ball and right along the line.
That.
It's a fair ball. That's going to keep on rolling. Marlins taking off for second. Gently past the bag or over the bag, and he's got himself a double.
The 2-bag man, that was a thing down the 3rd base line. This is an ugly double. I'll tell you. He'll take it. Look at that swing. Look at that. Beautiful. Right down the line. Look at the over the bag and hits the chalk. No. Over the bag fair, though. You got to smile after that.
Fair ball into second base, and the Red Sox with an 8-3 lead. And you wonder when Girardi's going to go to the bullpen. Xander Bogaerts may decide that. He is 0 for 2. Last time up, he lined to left. Sinking liner caught by Gardner. Going to go all the way back to July 2nd, the last time that Severino really had a poor start. Gave up 6 runs to Houston. But this is the most runs that he has allowed all season. And he had been pitching great since the All-Star break. Red Sox have knocked him around. A little chopper along the third baseline, but a foul ball.
I'll tell you what, I don't care how good you throw, this game will humble you. It just will. Happens to the best of us, and it's just a day he'd like to forget.
Five starts since the All-Star break. He had gone 4-0, an ERA of 0.83. I mean, that's like Pedro Martinez stuff.
Oh yeah, and this is their savior. This is their ace. This kid's got a great future ahead of him, and they got Sale tomorrow night. I mean, staring right at the Yankees.
Only in the 5th inning here, but the Red Sox lead it by 5. And that's lofted foul by Xander Bogaerts. Red Sox have turned a lot of things around today and needed to after last night. They've quickly put that in the rearview mirror, at least to this point this afternoon.
I'd say they turned a page.
Well, you said it in the open. It's something the Red Sox needed to do. A couple of 3-run homers from Andrew Benintendi will help you turn that page. 1-2, only one away with Moreland at second. Devers on deck. Red Sox trying to chase Luis Severino. Moreland 2 for 3 today.
Severino had like 19 pitches after 2 innings. Look at that. This is number 90 coming up.
The 3rd inning changed everything, didn't it? Up the middle, and Gregorius will snatch that near the bag. Low throw, and he can't handle it. Moreland in the 3rd, darting down the line, but now heads on back to 3rd. So Gregorius with a poor toss, and they're safe on the corners.
Such a routine ground ball to a really good shortstop. Meanwhile, that's enough. Look at this ground ball, routine for Gregorius. Kind of fumbles a little, caught him in the bear. I caught him in like, you know, choked him a little bit, handcuffed him a little bit, and then the one hopper doesn't get picked by Headley. And that's it for Severino.
Out of the game here in the 5th inning. Red Sox get him for 8, and the 2 men on the corners belong to him. We'll have more in a moment. Red Sox Baseball in Nesson is brought to you by Toyota's website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Citizens Bank, visit citizensbank.com. And by McDonald's, any McCafe muffin with any size coffee, just $1.99. Red Sox are blown up for an 8-3 lead. Severino with the runners responsible at first and third. His responsibility, 4 1/3 and 6 earned out of the 8. Giovanni Gallegos comes out of their bullpen, still only 1 down after the error by Gregorius. Now ricochets off the face mask of Sanchez. Rafael Devers is flied out, struck out. The Red Sox trying to put a very serious hurt on the Yankees here now. This could wind up being a huge inning.
Gallegos just got called up today, pressed into duty right away. Little did he ever think he was going to be in this game with Severino starting it.
Sure. 25-year-old from Mexico. He's a rookie. Severino just a kid himself at 23, but he's been their best starter. Benintendi in particular really hammered him today. So it's Moreland at third and Bogart's on after the error at first base. The Yankees made a couple errors behind Severino. Red Sox did capitalize on an E5 in the third. Benintendi with a home run.
Roll out.
And now an error here in the fifth could lead to more. Vasquez on deck. And once again the Red Sox have quieted Yankee Stadium. Here comes the 2-1 from the right-hander. Two and 2 on the rookie Devers. Hit his first major league home run in Seattle. His first big league hit was a home run that traveled 427 feet. First and third, 1 down, and a 2-2. He battles, still 2 and 2.
Pretty good swing there on a breaking ball.
This is where it's really interesting to watch Rafael because, as you mentioned, he got a piece of a breaking ball there, a pretty good swing on it. And he'll contemplate what he's likely to see next. And we've seen him make really good adjustments that are uncommon for a 20-year-old.
Last night he took, kind of uncontrolled swings last night a little bit.
Yep.
Got a hit, a little chopper that was kind of a weak hit, but did look great at the plate last night.
Two. That one sailed to fill up the count on Devers. Moreland at third, Bogart's at first, 1 away. Andrew Benintendi with his second 3-run homer this afternoon here in this inning. Payoff pitch, there goes Bogarts. That one tagged. On the run, Ellsbury. He's not going to get it onto the warning track. Another run in. Moreland scores. Xander around third. Here's the throw. That won't get him. A shot by Devers, and the Red Sox open it up 10-3. Now that was a sweet swing.
That was a sweet swing. That ball jumped off of his bat. That ball didn't get up in the air very high. I thought that Ellsbury was going to chase this thing down, but it goes over his head easily. Gets a fastball, cross seamer, belt high out over the plate, and look at this. He hits a rope that gets to the fence in a heartbeat. Look at this. Drives his ball over Ellsbury's head. One hops the center field fence. That ball got there in a hurry. 2 runs are going to score on this. Bogart's following Moreland to the plate. Makes it 10-3 here. A little blowout working.
Third double of the season for the youngster. Still only one down. Close the book on Severino. The Red Sox get him for 10 runs today. How about that? That's a shocker.
He won't forget this game.
I mean, he was cruising in the first couple of innings, but then the Red Sox waited him out for a couple of key walks in the third. There was an error. Betts had a big 2-run single. Benintendi hit the first of his 2 3-run homers. And after the walks, Red Sox started to get some very good swings. A roller to short. Vasquez retired. Down to third, Devers. That brings up a little bit of sarcastic applause from the Yankee faithful.
I mean, 2 huge innings. You think about it. All the hits coming in the third and the fifth. All the runs. They batted around. This is the 9th batter.
Second time today the Red Sox have batted around in an inning. They did it in the third inning too. Jackie Bradley, key walk for him in the third and scored a run. 0 for 1 today. Runner at third base, 2 down.
Pull out.
5 is the number today. The Red Sox with a 5-run third and now a 5-run fifth. And a base hit would make it 11. One ball and 1 strike. Nunez on deck. He's the man that started this rally with a base hit. That was off Severino.
Tomorrow night at 6:30 on all new episode of the Ultimate Red Sox Show presented by AAA. We'll look back at the highlights from the Sox 8-game winning streak. Plus we'll have the plays of the week. That's tomorrow night at 6:30 right here on NESN.
A ball and 2 strikes on Jackie Bradley. And a 1-2 from Gallegos. He spoiled that one. A slider at about 81.
For some big swings, Jackie, man, he could leave Earth with the best of them. That's 2 strikes swinging now.
This is the most runs the Red Sox have scored since that wild victory over Cleveland, a walk-off win 12-10 on August 1st. 1-2 spoiled again. Nunez hoping to hit for a second time in this inning on deck. And here comes the 1-2 to JBJ. The Red Sox patience and their ability to pick out a good pitch.
Yeah, this guy can't get his off-speed stuff over. Devers waited for his fastball, hit a 1-hopper off the center field fence.
And the 2-2. Flared foul again. 95 with that 4-seamer, but he got a piece of it.
Thank you, sir.
Yankee fielders have been out there a long time, for 26 minutes.
Out there with the birds.
Sox with a 7-run lead and a 2-2 again. And down he goes, strike 3. That ends it, but the Red Sox blow up again. 5 runs. Talking about blowing up. Benintendi with 6 RBIs, a pair of 3-run homers, and the Red Sox lead it 10-3. Andrew Benintendi already with 6 RBIs, powering the Red Sox to a 10-3 lead over the Yankees. As we head off to the last half of the 5th inning. All sorts of run support for Drew Pomeranz here, and now he needs outs.
Been a nice year for Pomeranz. His run support almost took over for Porcello with the run support this year, almost 7 runs a game.
Facing Hicks, Judge, and Sanchez in the 5th inning with a 7-run cushion. Hicks has gone 0 for 2. He has struck out and grounded out to third. He was the key man for them last night with a home run and a great defensive play, at least a very good defensive play in the 9th inning when he threw out Nunez after making a catch in left field. No swing there. So, Eck, what's the mindset when your team hands you a 10-3 lead? You're on the mound, you're in the mid portion of the game as we're here in the 5th inning, and when you go back out there after your team just got you 5 more, as that one is fouled away, what's the first thing that pops into your head? What are you trying to do?
You don't want to walk anybody, but at the same time you don't want to just throw nothing but strikes, because sometimes it's more difficult with a big lead, but I'll take it every time.
You really believe sometimes it was more difficult with a big lead?
Because guys, you can't set anybody up. It's almost like, just try to throw strikes. If you get a guy 3-2, you don't really necessarily want to throw him a 3-2 breaking ball, which you might do to get him out normally. So you'll just throw a fastball to throw a strike, and then he hits a rope somewhere, and you're like, wait a minute. You pitch a little differently. Just because you have a big lead doesn't mean you can't throw breaking balls behind the count. Like that. 3-2, and then you walk him. You're going, what am I doing? But
he walks Hicks. That's the first thing you said you don't want to do. You don't want to walk anybody.
You don't walk anybody, and he didn't go out of his program because he threw him a 3-2 breaking ball, but it looks ugly when you walk him. It's like, challenge him. Let's go. 10-3.
Well, he has locked up this man, Aaron Judge, with a couple of strikeouts. I know Judge has hurt a lot of teams this season. He's had a spectacular rookie year, but there hasn't been a lot of rising when he's faced the Red Sox.
1 home run this year. He hit it in the Red Sox bullpen earlier in the year. It was a cold day, I remember.
It was in his first game against the Red Sox. And it's 0-2. He strikes out a lot.
He wound up there on that high fastball. He swung at 2 high fastballs this at bat.
Runner at first, nobody out. Red Sox leading 10-3.
The hook. See what he does with that in the dirt.
One and 2. Judge has struck out now in 29 consecutive games. And the last time he whiffed, he was caught looking in the 3rd inning for the 2nd time today. There was a bit of a groan that went through Yankee Stadium.
He's punched out twice on 2 breaking balls, curve balls. Looking.
Not bad.
2-2. Still, he is the first Yankee 25 or younger to hit at least 35 homers in the season since Don Mattingly hit 35 when he was 25 years old in 1985. His 35 homers are the Yankee rookie record. DiMaggio hit 29 in 1936. Hard ground ball. Nice stop, Devers into second, 1 on to first, 2. Red Sox turn to double play.
Yeah, Devers backs up on this ball. This ball was sharply hit. He waits back on it, picks it, has time, Makes the nice clean throw to Nunez. An easy double play there. Turned by Devers.
So that erases the ball 4. It sends up Sanchez. He belted a 2-run homer in the first inning. It was a very different feeling inside the ballpark the moment that landed in a right field stands and put the Yankees in front 2-0. And after what happened last night, for a moment there was a bit of a sense of dread, but anything but right now. The Red Sox are sailing on top 10-3.
That's what was so unusual about that inning.
Nothing. No,
You're winning 2-0. You're in the third inning. You get the first guy out. This is Severino. Devers makes an out, and then you walk the 8th and 9th hitters. And they made him pay.
Red Sox scoring 5 times in the third, 5 again in this 5th inning. The 2-0.
See, once again there, he's 2-0. You're thinking, well, just throw a strike. Well, he throws him a curveball 2-0.
Taking all the way in there for a strike. 3-1 on Sanchez. Gregorius would be next. With a win today, the Red Sox would be 16 over 500. They would go to 66 and 50. And a 3-1 to Sanchez. That shot toward the alley. That's going to split the outfielders and go all the way to the 385 mark. And Sanchez will romp into second base. He's got himself a double along with his home run in the first inning.
Well, you're sure not going to throw him a 3-run curveball and take the chance of walking him. So you throw him a fastball and he rifles this ball into right center field. It's hit me fastball and he hits it. 10-3. You can have it. 2 outs.
You get a guy who's really swinging it in Gregorius next, though. He's 2 for 2, 15 doubles for Sanchez. Base hit in the first and in the 4th inning for Gregorius. And he's shown power as well. 18 home runs for the Yankee shortstop.
You know, in that last inning when Gregorius was up, led off with a base hit, it's an 0-2 pitch. He walked Frazier and then threw an 0-2 pitch to Henley. He got a base hit. So that inning was going very ugly. Lucky to get out of it with just 1 run. Then he goes back out and gets 5 more runs. It's 10-3. Beautiful thing.
The 0-1 right past him. 93.
Here we go again.
The left-hander looking for the K. Can't put him away there. Well outside at 95. But reaching for 93, 95 all day.
1-2.
And Pomeranz with a 1-2 offering. Fly ball right field. Mookie Betts got turned around a bit, but he's there to make the play. And that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. 10-3 Red Sox at the end of 5. Watching the Red Sox beating up on the Yankees here 10-3 as we go to the 6th inning. Dennis Eckersley, Dave O'Brien, and Jemai Webster alongside. And a beautiful, beautiful day. The Red Sox Showcase, virtual reality and virtual reality home run challenge are available right now. Call 617-226-6900. 10 runs on 9 hits for the Boston Red Sox today, including a pair of 3-run homers by Andrew Benintendi. Nunez knocks a foul, and in this one he's gone 1 for 3 with a base hit. So it's been a delightful day on the Common, and so far here at Yankee Stadium as well. Sox knocking out one of the best starters in the American League, Severino, after just 4 1/3 innings today. And a wave and a miss by Nunez, and down he goes. So 1 away in the Red Sox 6th. That'll send up Mookie Betts, who's had a really fine day. The Yankees have Brian Mitchell going in their bullpen.
Betts is the guy that got the base hit after what we were saying, 3 for 64. He finally got the 4th hit. Got him going.
2-run single in the 3rd inning, doubled and scored in the 5th inning. And Benintendi is on deck. It has been a cozy ballpark for Andrew in his stay in New York. High fly right center here well, but Ellsbury has plenty of room back there. 2 down, time to see who's on track, presented by Amtrak.
Speaking of Benny's time in New York City, you see the fastball. I think it was a fastball in Garcia, second tank, about 382, I think it was, and then the fastball down and in. He strokes it right off the top of the fence. The first 3-run home run, and the next one he throws up a slider, and he hits this one even farther, way back. 6 RBIs today.
Well, this trip the bases are empty for Benintendi with 2 down. Sits safely in 6 in a row. And in those 6 games, he has 4 home runs. And he's driven in 10.
Back-to-back changeups got him way out front. But in August, he's on fire. In August, he just is, hitting over 500. Perfect spot for him, batting 3rd.
Yeah, he is settled in nicely in that 3 position. 1 and 2. Hanley Ramirez will follow if the inning is still alive and kicking. Red Sox ahead by 7.
1-2.
And a swing and a miss for strike 3. That's all for the Red Sox. At the end of 5 1/2 in the Bronx, 10-3 Boston. Perks. You can earn a free beverage when you enroll in Speed Past the Line with on-the-go ordering. DD Perks. Everyone deserves an upgrade. Download the Dunkin' app today. Speeding past the line may not be possible at all locations. Unless, of course, your name is Dennis Eckersley. So, bottom half of the 6th inning. And Pomeranz has allowed 3 runs, 7 hits. Trying to win his 12th of the year. Frazier had already given up on it and in there for a strike. He's popped up and taken ball 4. He's also made a key error.
Not too many cutters today. One of the few. I love that pitch from him too. It just sets up a lot of other stuff.
Ground ball to first base, and Moreland will handle that himself. 1 away. So Headley will be the batter. He's gone 1 for 2 with a single. Now the ace ticket pitching line, 5 1/3, 7 hits, 3 earned, up to 92 pitches. Headley today 1 for 2. Little dribbler. Here comes Pomeranz. Fired high, and he took him off the bag. So Headley's going to be safe at first.
Pomeranz is not exactly a cat going after these balls. He had more than enough time to throw them out. Might have hurried just a hair. It's like a swinging bunt. He gets to it all right, but he just sort of launches it high, a little high and outside there to Moreland. He can't catch it and bring it back down to the bag before Headley gets there. Assuming this will go as an error on the pitcher, I'm not sure.
It is. Ellsbury has gone 0 for 2, but he did drive in a run with a ground out his last at bat. Red Sox leading 10-3 here in the Bronx. Look at that batting average on Jacoby, just .238. Only 24 runs batted in. He's had some concussion issues this season. But a guy who's, typically going to hit when he's right, first or second, is batting 8th for the Yankees. He was 1 for 4 last night. And a fly ball, a routine play for Jackie Bradley. 2 down.
Don't miss W. Mason Extra Innings Live right after the game. TC, Jim Rice, and John Valentin will break down the game. And you'll hear from Drew Pomeranz and John Farrell. Whatever, whenever, whatever. Who but W.B. Mason?
That'll send up to Reyes, who was singled and popped up to the catcher. But that was an outstanding play by Vasquez. Right up against the backstop. Up into the netting in the 4th inning. Foul tip for a strike.
Torreyes got anxious is what he did when he popped that ball foul. Swung at the first pitch, a ball up out of the strike zone.
Well, that's an inning that really could have gone haywire had Vasquez not made that play. It began with a base hit, then a walk, and then another single, then an RBI ground out, and they were rallying against Pomeranz, but that play kind of shut them down. Popped up again, and another play here for Vasquez. Doesn't have to go into the netting this time, and that will retire the side. Pomeranz continues to roll. 10-3 Red Sox. 5,000 fans to arrive at McCoy Stadium tomorrow, and the Paw Sox host the Columbus Clippers. Receive a collector's edition Paw Sox baseball card set sponsored by Nesson and Dunkin' Donuts. And all of those guys who've spent some time in the big leagues this year. To purchase tickets, visit pawsox.com. 7th inning, Sox up by 7. Andy Ramirez has gone 1 for 3 with a base hit. Then it's Mitch Moreland and Xander Bogaerts have all contributed in some way today. Nobody more than Andrew Benintendi. A spectacular day for the rookie left fielder with a pair of 3-run homers. And he's homered 3 times in the first 2 games of this series. Red Sox trying to pin down a comeback win here today. Would be a comeback win of the first order should they get it. And then give the baseball to Chris Sale tomorrow.
Boy, it takes the sting out of that loss last night in a hurry.
You ain't lying. And then here comes the sting on the other end, maybe. And he has been sensational. More talk emerging in the majors about him as an MVP candidate, let alone the Cy Young favorite.
Got a long ways to go. What, 10 more starts? But he's on a pace to strike out over 300 guys.
2-1.
First year in a Red Sox uniform. What a season it has been for the left-hander. He has been special to watch every 5 days. Last time out was 6 days rest. He only struck out 13.
He's even better on 6 days rest.
Yeah. Hanley 1 for 3. It's a 3-1 pitch and a high, mile-high fly into shallow right field along the line. Hicks plenty of time, and foul ground makes the play for out number 1.
Deal.
Stay tuned for Red Sox Final, presented by Plainridge Park Casino. Red Sox historian Gordon Eads sits down with Carl Yastrzemski for part 2 of an exclusive interview. Among the topics will be the 50th anniversary of 1967 American League champion Red Sox.
Well, very few times in the history of any sport has one player put a team on his back and carried them to the promised land the way Carl Yastrzemski did.
You know, I was paying attention when I was in California. That's how much, you know, in those days you didn't see baseball on TV all that often, but I heard about this guy because he had a funky name, right? Yastrzemski. Who's this guy? And then you saw his batting stance. It's like, my goodness, what is that? Really unusual, right, at the time?
Oh, yeah.
He lowered his hands after a while, but he was way up there.
I thought, you know, he was touching clouds up there when I watched him as a kid. And then you see the results. And it's incredible that a guy can get his hands through there, you know, from that position so quickly, but he did.
I saw him when he was 43. He was still getting to the fastball, still getting to it.
Right. I really look forward to that interview. And Gordon's a terrific interviewer. And there for a strike on Moreland. Good day for him. He has doubled, singled, and grounded out today. Feels like the Red Sox have more than 9 hits, doesn't it?
It does.
Feels like it's more like 14 or 15. But the home run does that. Makes it feel like more. 2 3-run homers today by Benintendi.
You don't have to work so hard. Now you get it. That's why these guys just try to go bridge all the time, right?
But we've been waiting for it since the early days of April with this Red Sox team. And it has really come now here in the month of August. With a victory today, the Red Sox would be 9-1 this month.
Roll out.
A full count here on Mitch Moreland. Xander Bogaerts next. 7th inning here in the Bronx. Last night such a bitter loss, but it's a memory that is quickly going away here on this Saturday afternoon and down to the evening, and that'll be in there for strike 3. So 2 gone. CVS Health is investing $50 million over 5 years to extend their commitment to helping people lead tobacco-free lives and move us one step closer toward a tobacco-free generation. Learn more at cvshealth.com/be-the-first. On the day, Xander 0 for 3, did reach on an error in the 5th inning and came in to score. He was on when Devers rifled a 2-run double. Fly ball right field. Hicks backing up near the track. And the Red Sox go 1-2-3. We're in the middle of the 7th inning in New York, and the Sox lead by 7. The 7th inning. Red Sox baseball in Nesson is brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Ford Trucks, built Ford tough. The official truck of the Boston Red Sox. Digital Federal Credit Union. See what DCU can save you. And by Subaru of New England, supplying all-wheel drive vehicles with a lot to love. Red Sox with a pair of 5-run innings on the heels of last night's defeat, trying to even up this series at a game apiece. Dennis Ecker's lead. Dave O'Brien, Jemai Webster here from the Bronx. Pomerantz will pitch into his 7th now. He gave up a couple of runs in the 1st inning, a 2-run homer by Sanchez, but only 1 more run since then. And he has allowed just 7 hits so far today, trying to win for the 12th time. A victory would make him 12-4.
He's only gone 7 innings once before all year long, but you can count on this guy 6 at least, something like 6 innings, 6 hits, 6 or 7 strikeouts. Book it.
And he's the guy the Red Sox are really scoring for this year. It seems like there's always one on the staff every year. Last year was certainly Rick Porcello.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you can't go wrong when you're getting close to 7 runs a game, but beyond that, he's just pitched consistently the same type of game every time out. Doesn't give in, pitches great with guys in scoring position. That's the key to pitching. Bear down when you have to.
Well, if he wins this one, he's going to be 6-0 in his last 9 starts. Willie Randolph here.
Yeah, I talked to him earlier. Played against him many moons ago here. Played with him with the Oakland A's back in 1990.
Nick, you played with a lot of guys.
Oh yeah,
24 years.
yeah, you're bound to.
Did you have a favorite player all time that you were in uniform with?
Huh.
Like your #1 favorite guy you ever played with? Could be a non-pitcher.
Well, my favorite guy probably was Bobby Welsh. I mean, we had something in common, and he was just a lot of fun. He's missed. You know, he passed away several years ago.
Brett Gardner leading off here in the bottom of the 7th for the Yankees. He has 1 of their 7 hits, first inning single. That moves it back. Red Sox get Brandon Workman going in the bullpen. I mean, you and I were both talking about on the way to the ballpark today. You know, might we have seen him last night?
I know. Now you think about it, second guessing, you think that would be the guy to go to because nothing against Joe Kelly.
It's not fair because
No.
it is a second guess, but
Yeah, totally. But only because Joe Kelly hadn't really been out there. He only had 1 appearance, and that was in Tampa. Obviously a low leverage situation. Last night, that's as tough as it gets. That's a strike.
Yep.
Whoa.
Call the strike. 1-2.
Gardner doesn't say anything. A 2-1 fastball almost in the dirt. I can't even say I got to have it. You know what I mean?
Even
me
won't say you got to have it. Although I know you got to have it. That one's in there for strike 3. And a dandy of a breaking ball again. Now he's not arguing about that.
Of course not.
Disappointed on that previous strike.
This is a buckler right here. 2-2. I mean, he knows Gonzalez knows he's probably missed that ball in the dirt, and then he follows it up with a hook right there. And you can't complain about this. This is center cut. Bound to let him get away with something, saying something.
So you let him go for a little while here, because if you're the umpire, you probably know you missed it. Again, not the curveball, but the fastball.
Right. And it's 10-3, and Gardner's not going to make a big stink out of it, but he's got to say something. Can't blame him.
Here's Hicks. He's been quiet today after a noisy night last night. 0 for 2 with a walk. The attendance today here at Yankee Stadium, another sellout. 2 in a row here. 47,241. We have seen the Sox run out to a 10-3 lead. That one hooked high and deep down the left field line. If it's fair, it's gone, but it is a foul ball.
Well, it had the distance, that's for sure. You can talk about an off-speed breaking ball. You got to wait on this breaking ball. It's foul easy, but it's got the distance way back.
Red Sox looking to get that game back and get back to 4.5 in front of New York. The Sox have pushed Tampa Bay 7 games off the pace now. And the Rays are trailing to Cleveland early 1-0 second inning. Judge on deck. Boy, has he had a long day. Judge has struck out twice and hit into a double play. I'm telling you, the Red Sox have done a dynamite job on that kid. It really silenced his bat. There's Bogarts to his left on target and 2 down.
On tomorrow's encore edition of Dining Playbook, Billy and Jenny check out the newest restaurant to hit Brighton. Plus, they send Bruins studio analyst Billy Jaffe to the North End to preview an Italian joint. Catch it all on encore edition of Dining Playbook tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Driven by you New England Chevy dealers.
John Farrell is out. 110 pitches for Pomerantz, and he is going to come out with a great chance of another victory. He's been automatic. Red Sox on top 10-3, and more in a moment. lesson is sponsored by Amtrak. Save up to 25% with Sabre fares at Amtrak.com. Sox on top 10-3. Another excellent day for Drew Pomeranz. Pitching deep into the game, 6 2/3, 3 runs, 7 hits. He fans 5. He walked 2.
That bases loaded situation, that's what it comes back down to. Getting out of it with nobody out, bases loaded, only 1 run.
Brandon Workman with the bases empty coming on to take on Aaron Judge, who has struck out twice and hit into a double play. Workman's been superb in 14 appearances, a 1.77 ERA. Red Sox believe he will once again play a very important role down the stretch and into postseason play, as he did in 2013 for the Red Sox all the way through the World Series.
There's so many options down there in the bullpen that you've got to find a way to stay sharp. 6 or 7 really guys that you can go to that all light it up. I've been so impressed how he's come along, Workman.
Yeah, back from Tommy John. Throwing just as hard.
That ball almost has a little teeny cut to it.
Gary Sanchez on deck, but there are 2 down. And a 2-1 home. And popped him up. Nunez there. And a step onto the outfield grass to make the play. They get Judge again. He's 0 for 4. Pomeranz in line. Red Sox in front 10-3.
Yankee Stadium, you're seeing Pomeranz's day. Got a lot of runs to work with, but early on, a couple strikeouts, fastball, curveball there to Judge looking. Fastball right by Gardner. Another hook there looking Judge. And this is a play of the game. Bases loaded, nobody out. He gets the second out, a pop-up to Vasquez. Didn't seem like much, but got out of the inning. And you see a strike 3 there once again to Gardner, his 5th punch out on the day.
Well, he had an outstanding curveball. It's hard to say was it his best or one of his best, because he's had such a good one all season long, but he can seemingly throw that for strike anytime he wants.
But ultimately it comes down to him, the way he pitches when guys get in scoring position. Now obviously he's got a lot of runs to work with, but he's done that so well, staying out of big innings.
Yep, a 190 batting average with runners in scoring position against Pomeranz. That's all this year. Not much against him. So Devers to lead things off against Brian Mitchell, right-hander out of Reidsville, North Carolina. Committed to play baseball for the University of North Carolina, but signed with the Yankees instead. And a ground ball, and that's going to be a fair one down the line. Devers heading for second base. Here's the throw and the tag. He's going to be out. Well, C.B. Buckner walked around the bag to get a look like he was picking out a puppy in the window at the pet store.
I'm thinking, does he put the tag on this slide? He puts the glove down. The tag is made. I think Buckner is looking to see if he dropped the ball or not. That's all I could think of. Now that front leg doesn't touch the bag, cut to the side of it. He is out.
So it's a base hit. He's out 7-4. His second hit today is 2 for 4. Red Sox now into double figures in hits with 10. And brings up Vasquez.
How many's that? 66? Not that we're counting on getting thrown out of bases recently.
It would be 66. It's a rather dubious number. You're right.
Not that I'm keeping track.
Well, somebody is.
But it jumped to my top of my head.
Red Sox have lost a few more today on the bases, but they have a 10-3 lead.
Yeah, he got him. The tag was waiting for him. He just wondered where did he put it down on him? What did he touch?
Christian today with a walk, a strikeout, a ground out. He's 0 for 2. John Farrell has sort of had a running commentary on the Red Sox aggressiveness really since opening day. And the Red Sox are a team, yes, they get thrown out a lot on the bases. He'll tell you they are pushing the envelope by design. They believe it benefits them more than people are discussing right now.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. You know, we can laugh at it now. It's 10-3. Somebody gets thrown out, but you don't laugh last night when it's crucial.
Certainly not.
When they do push the envelope first to third, obviously this team steals more bags than it ever has. It's a different looking Red Sox team, and that's an aggressive, you know, base running team. But
I would say ultra aggressive.
Ultra.
Little flare, and that's going to find a home out there in right center field. A base hit for Vasquez, who's had a really nice day. Now back to last night, Nunez, 9th inning.
Yeah,
you'd like ball to left.
Yeah, you'd like to forget about this, but you know, the play is right in front of him. He's trying to be aggressive, and I get it. You know, you want your players to be aggressive, but when it doesn't happen, it just doesn't look good. And the way that the numbers keep going up and up, and we're always going to, you know, talk about it.
However, I would say this, more to the point today is the way the Red Sox have bounced back from a really devastating loss. But obviously they were able to, as you said in the open, turn the page on a new day. This is where baseball's great. You get to play the very next day, and you don't even have to wait 24 hours.
Right. Sometimes. You can't book anything. Here's Severino, one of the best pitchers in the game, you know, especially the second half of the season, 4-0 with a 0-8 coming in, and you light him up. The worst day in his big league career, you drop a 10 spot on him.
Jackie Bradley with a base hit. As he goes the other way, it shifted around to the right on him, and he beat it. 3 consecutive hits in this inning. Runners at first and second. Time of the unlimited baseball break, brought to you by T-Mobile. Looking at the probable starters for tomorrow. Sale against Montgomery. He just got drilled by a batting practice shot, but the doctors say he's okay and ready to make that start. Not sure he's going to want to. He's facing Chris Sale.
Right. Not that we've seen him earlier in the year, or right after the All-Star break, and nothing but changeups. Took forever to deliver, and it was got away with murder. Didn't get the L in that game, but
Chris Sale loves to pitch here in New York. By the way, a 180 career ERA here.
This pitch is great everywhere, let alone the American League East.
Fair point. On the hill tomorrow night on Sunday Night Baseball. Here's Nunez. And a squibber bobbled. Mitchell will gun and got him at first base. Runners advance to second and third. Red Sox pressing for more here in the 8th inning. And you know, it is Eduardo's style to push things on the bases. He has done that throughout his career. So he fits in with the Red Sox in terms of being a very aggressive guy by nature.
He is well known for it. That's what made him stand out. When I remember watching him play, I said, this kid, you can't help but notice him. This very athletic player can run and just wants to make it happen. Swings the bat aggressively.
He has scored a couple of more runs today for the Red Sox. Here's Mookie Betts now. Mookie with 2 hits and 4 trips. And a 2-run single in the 3rd, a double in the 5th inning. Those are the 2 innings the Sox have scored in, the 3rd and the 5th. 5 runs each. And the man on deck deserves the lion's share of the credit. Andrew Benintendi with 2 3-run homers. He seems to have Severino's number. Only talking about 10 or 11 at bats, but he hits them hard. And a pop up for Gregorius. And that'll retire the side. Middle of the 8th inning. Red Sox leading it here 10-3. Don't go anywhere as we stay in the park.
Join
It's been a very, very good day for the Boston Red Sox. On top 10-3. Our game summary brought to you by Xfinity. The baseball went to Drew Pomerantz, and once again he did very well. 6 2/3, 3 earned runs, 5 strikeouts. Benintendi has had a huge day with 6 RBIs. Mookie Betts with a 2-run shot for double. He's got himself 2 RBIs. Severino knocked out after 4 1/3 and 8 earned runs. Red Sox have scored 10 times on 12 hits. And Workman into his 2nd inning. Brock Holt now in the ball game at second base. So Nunez with a chance to get off his feet for a little bit. Sanchez way back in the 1st inning hit a 2-run homer to put the Yankees in the lead. But the Red Sox would get 5 in the 3rd, and they have not looked back.
I mean, there is no doubt that this kid can hit. Sanchez, but he's at a crucial position for them, you know, and behind the plate. He wasn't in sync with Severino today, and I don't think that's been the case with a lot all year, let alone the pass ball issue. He goes out to the mound more than any catcher I've seen.
Yeah, he likes to talk.
Yeah, and you hear so many things as, you know, you come around and listen to what the other broadcasters talk about, because we don't see these guys every day. We don't know. We go by what they do against us, which is a small sample. Oh, I know he can hit. This guy's got some pop in that bat the other way here too. He could wait back on a fastball and rifle it out like he did the first time up.
1-2 coming. He fouled it off. Well, Red Sox and the Yankees are going to get very comfortable with each other. Not only this series, but next weekend at Fenway. And then the first weekend of September right back here. So it's a span of 24 days, which started yesterday, and they're meeting 10 times.
I mean, the pressure's on the Yankees big time. I mean, last night helped them immensely, but they dug themselves a pretty big hole. And then you think about their starting rotation, it's scuffling. You know, they're not really quite sure about Sabathia either with that knee of his. Tanaka just went on the DL.
Chopper to third. Devers on a charge. It skips away from him. See how they rule on this. Sanchez, who has a home run and a double today, he is safely on at first.
This ball just crawls up his arm. He's charging. He's got to make a pretty play here to pick this ball to throw him out. I think they'll give him an error. He could, if he picks it clean, he throws him out.
It will be an error on Devers. So the leadoff man is on here in the bottom of the 8th inning for the Yankees. Gregorius next.
Not a bad time to make an error. I mean, if you're going to make one, that would be the time.
Each side with 2 today. Gregorius a base hit first time up, and the second time up he's also flied to right, so 2 for 3. Fouls it back for strike 1. Red Sox win, and they get back the win, the game in the standings that they lost last night, so they would be 4.5 games in front once again.
I mean, the Yankees have this great bullpen. They got 2 more arms from the White Sox, and that makes their bullpen great, but it's about starting pitching now. Chapman didn't look all that great at the end of this game either. Last night was just, if that's an example, just especially against the Red Sox. He hasn't pitched good at all against the Red Sox this year.
Sabathia has been nursing a knee, but he says he's going to get back into that rotation pretty quickly. Here comes the 1-1. Off the outside. Red Sox starters have been outstanding lately. This series, Red Sox starters Rodriguez, Pomerantz, and Sale have combined to put up a 1.54 ERA in 12 appearances at Yankee Stadium. That's 10 starts. Fly it out to center field, but a play for Jackie Bradley, and that'll be the first out in the inning. Monday, catch a special encore presentation of Liverpool's match against Watford as the Premier League season gets underway. The game kicks off Monday afternoon at 3 on NESN.
Boy, Erod would like to get some of these runs. He can't even sniff a W. He obviously deserved to win that game last night, but since he's come back, he hasn't won a game. Pitched well enough too, the last 2.
Here's Frazier with a runner at first base, 1 down. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Red Sox with a 7-run lead. Tampa Bay still trailing 1-0 to the Indians. They're in the top of the 3rd inning at Tropicana Field. The 1-1 from Workman. Red Sox this year, when leading after 8 innings, are 54-1. And lead at 10-3 here in the 8th. Headley on deck. Fly down the right field line into the corner. Betts giving it a look, but it's off into the stands. Mookie looking to see if someone made the play. Just curious. Someone come up with that?
Got a long ways to go for this ball. You run that far, you got to find out how it all ended up, right?
Two. Tried to bury it on that corner but missed, and a full count on Frazier, who took a walk in the 4th inning.
See, these are the pitches, where you got a 10-3 lead. You throw a 3-2 breaking ball here, because if you miss, it looks like, what are you doing?
Ground ball to the middle. Bogarts will go to the bag, get the out there on the first, and turning to retire the side. So Workman continues to do really good work, and the Red Sox lead it 10-3. Is sponsored by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. 9th inning coming your way. Red Sox leading 10-3 over the Yankees, trying to even up the series at a game apiece and go back to 4.5 games in front. One change for New York. Tyler Wade, who's been up with the club with the Yankees a couple of times from the minors, now in at shortstop for Gregorius. And here comes Mr. Benintendi for what should be the final time, and he's had himself an afternoon and evening here with a pair of 3-run homers, one in the 3rd, another in the 5th, and he homered last night too. 6-game hitting streak, and he's homered 4 times during that.
Last time out, they featured like 3 back-to-back changeups, got him out front. Got to do something different after those 2 bombs.
High fly down the left field line, fairly well hit, but Gardner fading back. All the way to the warning track to haul that one in. Let's get out to Jemai.
Well, Dave, with Dustin Pedroia landing on the 10-day disabled list with that left knee injury, the Red Sox countered the move by adding Robbie Scott, recalling him from AAA. The thought behind it, Farrell says, was to get a second left-hander in this lineup, particularly with this Yankees lineup and then this ballpark. He was thinking that if they can turn a switch hitter around to the bigger side of the ballpark and have them play to left field, it'd be better for them given how last night transpired. But it's all just wishful thinking now. Red Sox with a 7-run advantage here in the ninth.
And he is warming up, Jemai. As Andy Ramirez steps in, 1 for 4 with a single today. Andy with a home run here yesterday. For the Sox, 10 runs on 12 hits. Coming back in a furious way here this afternoon and this evening. And they have made yesterday a distant memory. Good ball clubs do that. You really didn't sense inside the Red Sox clubhouse this afternoon that it was going to linger as Torreyes flips on to get Hanley. 2 gone.
I mean, you play 162. I mean, it's going to happen. You know, it's like we talked about the bullpen being the greatest bullpen in the history of the game last night before the game, didn't we? Talk about jinxing them, huh?
Well, no, I don't think we went that far.
I know, but still, well, you know, this is the greatest staff going, and then that happens.
It did have a 2.90 ERA, which was the lowest in the majors.
Once again, whatever we say up here doesn't mean anything. You know, I mean, like, we didn't
I'd like to believe that, Eck.
You know, we talk about the no-hitter stuff, right? Like,
oh, yeah. I mean, that's just that's baloney, yeah. As if.
And, you know, I mean, they were due to give it up is what the problem was. You can't just go all season just skating. I don't care how good you are.
I suppose, yeah.
Yeah.
But it has been an exceptional bullpen. Last night, the hope is, of course, that's a blip because this bullpen has performed extraordinarily well.
Well, the fact is, when you go to several guys doing their jobs, right? If there's just one guy you're going to, I mean, the odds are he's going to do his job. But you got to hoping that 3 or 4 guys do their job every time out. It's not going to happen every time out.
Moreland with a ground ball. Frazier actually with that, so that'll go 5-3. 1-2-3 go the Red Sox. We go to the last half of the ninth inning. Scott coming on. Red Sox by 7.
Don't miss Red Sox Game Day Live presented by DCU. TC and Jim Rice will preview Doug Fister's start against the Indians. DCU, Digital Federal Credit Union, What can DCU save you?
Now, the manager of the Yankees, Joe Girardi, looks like he's had a long afternoon and evening. He has, thanks to the Red Sox with a 10-3 lead. As we go to the bottom half of the ninth inning, Red Sox 3 outs away from evening up the series and getting back to 4.5 in front of these Yankees. And a sale day coming on Sunday.
Yeah, sale day.
Robbie Scott, appearance number 42, just promoted back to the big club as Dustin Pedroia went on the disabled list. Chase Headley to lead things off here in the last half of the ninth inning. Yankee Stadium has been slowly thinning out over the last several innings. As the Red Sox exploded for 5 runs in the third, 5 more in the 5th inning. 47,241 the attendance, their 9th sellout of the season, 2nd in a row. There's a bullet hooked down the left field line, slicing, and that one a foul ball. Well, stay on top of the latest Red Sox news with, in essence, free Red Sox text alerts, from breaking news to in-game alerts. NESN will make sure you're in the know. To sign up, just text Red Sox to 536-536. Message and data rates may apply. Jacoby Ellsbury on deck for the Yankees, who have been held to 7 hits.
Seems like we haven't seen Scott in quite some time. Did a nice job for the Red Sox, just got sent out. Nothing to do with his performance, just the numbers game here.
He's been on a shuttle back and forth.
And you have options.
Cleveland up 2-0 on Tampa Bay. If the Indians win that game,
Yes,
and the Sox win this one, Tampa Bay is going to be 8 games out, and they're going to be a 500 club again.
Getting shut out again.
If they don't hit a home run or 2, they lose.
They've been shut out. If they get shut out, then they've been 4 out of the last 7 games. Something crazy like that.
Red Sox just swept them at Tropicana Field in a quick 2 games. Now trying to get back into the win column here today. And a 2-2 to Headley. And he spoiled that one out of play. Sox will be back home on Monday. Originally that was an off day, but because of the rainout with the Indians last series, that's where that game fit in at 6:10 on Monday at Fenway Park. And then the St. Louis Cardinals are in on Tuesday and Wednesday. It's a very hot club. They have a 7-game winning streak going into play today. They've got Atlanta later on tonight.
Yeah, I'm thinking about Cleveland on Monday. Is that Kluber, or does he go tomorrow?
Take a look.
That's interesting because he is on fire.
Yeah, he's had a great second half so far.
I mean, that's, to me, Kluber is the guy that Sale's going against for Cy Young at this point.
I still think that's a sizable gap.
Yes, I do too.
High fly ball. He put a charge into that one. That's going to sail on out of here. And a home run for Headley. That'll make it a 10-4 game.
That's Headley's first home run off a left-handed pitcher this year.
His 7th overall, a solo shot. That's their 2nd hit today, 2nd home run. So it's a 10-4 game.
Hit a ball foul, home run. You see this fastball down middle, not down middle, but he puts a charge into it, lifts it out of here left center field. That's legit.
Seven home runs for Headley, brings up Jacoby Ellsbury. 0 for 3 with an RBI. Now the pitching star for the Red Sox today was Drew Pomeranz, 6 2/3, 3 runs, 7 hits. A win would make him 12-4. That one hooked deep down the right field line at his distance, and she's gone. Back-to-back home runs by the Yankees here in the 9th inning, off of Scott. Headley and now Ellsbury with his 5th.
Ellsbury showing off his power ball in his happy zone down and in. Once again, a sidearm fastball. He leaves it down and in, and he lifts this thing easily out of the ballpark, especially here. Back-to-back home runs off of Scott.
I think if you see a base hit by Torreyes, that bullpen's going to get active.
You try to go out there, just get an inning of work, and the next thing you know, they go yard on you back-to-back.
Torreyes 1 for 3 with a single. 10-5 now. Vasquez would like a word with the left-hander.
That'll shake you a little bit, make you not want to go into that strike zone.
It's Kimbrel.
There he is.
Well, John Farrell's not going to let this one get away.
You can't exactly wait for a save to happen either.
Right. The 2-0. Ground ball to third. Devers up and over. Out number 1. Now the boys in the studio. TC, Jim, and John get ready for the post-game coverage. Red Sox leading 10-5 with 1 down here in the bottom of the 9th. That'll be Gardner, who's gone 1 for 4 with a base hit. So another left-handed hitter. Hicks on deck. The victory would put the Sox at 66-50. And would again have them with a 4.5 game lead over New York.
Back to 500 on the road.
Yep. He falls behind here. 2 balls, no strikes on Gardner. Now Hembree beginning to throw. And out steps Carl Willis.
Wanted to give Hembree time to get loose here. He'll go to him first. If he walks him, he'll go to Hembree.
With Hicks a right-hand stick on deck.
This is a time when you're in the bullpen, you got to get ready in a hurry. This is it.
Now the Yankees have hit 3 home runs in the game. Red Sox have scored 10 times on 12 hits with 2 home runs by Benintendi. That's going to be ball 3.
Yeah, you can't mess around. He loses him here. You got to go get him.
Too much power after Gardner. With Hicks, Judge, Sanchez, Gregorius lined up. Here comes the 3-0. And they're for strike. Actually, Tyler Wade came into the ball game, so Gregorius had stepped out. And John Farrell on the phone. The 3-1 from Scott. And a strike. Full count on Brett Gardner. Sox up 10-5, bottom of the ninth. Line drive caught. Xander Bogaerts hauls it in for the second out. So 2 down. Hicks is next. On the day, he's gone 0 for 3 with a walk. The bases are empty. So Scott will face him. Strong outfielder, 11 home runs. Hit the home run in their 8th inning rally last night. But the Red Sox have come back very strong here this afternoon and now into the evening in New York. Drew Pomerantz, 6 2/3. He can be 12-4 at the end of this evening. Mr. Benintendi, boy, does he love Yankee Stadium.
It's a good place to love. You're going to be here a lot.
He will in his career. And Scott with a 1-0 to Hicks. Around the outside, 2-0. Judge on deck. He's had a long day, Aaron Judge, and the Red Sox continue to really silence his bat. 2-0 and a little roller on the check swing. Scott getting over there, and that'll do it. The Red Sox win it, and they bounce back in style here at Yankee Stadium with a 10-5 win. Pomerantz is now 12-4. Benintendi with a 6 RBI, 2 home run day, and the Red Sox cutting the rug here in the Bronx. TC a sweet win, and the Red Sox now again 4.5 in front of the Yankees.